The very first starting point would be to get hold of the Moodle help team, or specifically, and I found in my dealings, I always emailed Varnesh from Moodle, so he's one of the team members from the Moodle help team, and he was very efficient about getting back and assisting with the process. So if you contact the Moodle help team, what you're trying to get them to do is to create the groups that you will then use to set up all the different things that you want to do online. And the groups serve multiple purposes. They can assist not only just with creating the specific forum discussions that you're going to have, but the groups can also assist with your marking sheet. So once you have your groups allocated, when it comes to entering the marks on Moodle, you can then go and create categories for the specific sections. So categories for your online students, for your Lugala face-to-face students, and your MLS students, and so on. And then it's a lot easier when you're going through your marking sheet to then select which ones you actually want to view at that time. So creating the groups has multiple benefits, and the Moodle help team can assist you with that. You can try and create the groups on your own, but I had a chat with Peter about that, and it seemed like it would be a very interesting process that would require some very detailed maneuvering on your part, and that it was probably just best to leave it up to the Moodle help team to assist you with that. The next step is, once you've actually sort of got your groups running, if you can have a look at the information to the left of the slide. So this is where you would find information about whether or not your groups have already been created, so you can take it from there. So if you go up in the left-hand column of your Moodle page for your subject, you will find all the various information under the tab for users. So that's where you'll see the little icon for the groups, and you'll need to be aware of that, because later you're going to come and have a look at what you have in this section on the right-hand column, which then deals with updating the information for who's actually in that group. So when you click on the tab, so if you click on that tab here that says groups, it should take you to this page, what you're seeing on the right-hand side. And what you're seeing on the right-hand side will show you what groups have been created, how many members are in those groups, and so on. So had I clicked on the very first one that says online and it indicates there's 38 group members, had I clicked on that, in this column where it then said members of that group, it would then list all of the students that are members of that online group. And that's important because as the coordinator, you then have the option to add and remove users. So that's that tab at the bottom there. As we know, sometimes maybe a student will change their enrollment status from face-to-face and decide that they actually want to be an online student. So if you don't add them to that group that's been created at the beginning of the semester, then they won't be able to access the specific information that's set up just for that group. So you need to remember to actually put them in the group. So you've got to keep tab of who your students are, where they're at, and add them in there. The other thing that you also want to do is keep tab of who's no longer a student in that group. So for instance, I had, when I took this course, LW205, last semester, we had quite a number of students that had arrived late in the semester coming from Solomon Islands for various reasons, scholarships and so on. And they went to the Lugala campus. Initially, they were online students, and when they got to the Lugala campus, they were now supposed to be face-to-face students. So when they arrived, for whatever reasons, enrollment procedures did whatever enrollment procedures do in the background, and their status wasn't officially changed. So some of them were now face-to-face students, but because they were part of this online group, they were still getting access to the discussions that were going on, as well as the answers. So when the feedback would get sent out to say, this is what you needed to consider for this question, and so on. So I remember there was one student in particular. He had now changed and was now a face-to-face student, and there were some issues about some assessment that he needed to do. And when I emailed him and said to him, I worked under the assumption all along that you were an online student, I've been giving you the answers as we've been progressing throughout the semester. And I still remember his response was something along the lines of, oh, I just thought that you were a nice person and you were being kind by providing me with the answers every week. And I remember thinking, no, it doesn't work that way. So the lesson to be learned from that is it's important to keep an eye on which students are currently enrolled under what type of mode of study so that you can update